4:15 in time for our city council meeting. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming this evening. The roll call will show that all council members are present. And this evening, we are going to begin our meeting with a proclamation regarding Cybersecurity and Fraud Protection Month, and I'd like to read that proclamation now. Whereas cybersecurity and fraud protection are integral to the safety, growth, and longevity of a community, and whereas cybersecurity and fraud protection are essential for the safety of local citizens and business strengths, and whereas the Carroll County Fraud Coalition partners to foster a safe and healthy economic environment and supports local businesses and the community's citizens. Now therefore, I, Gerald H. Fleshner, Mayor of Carroll, do hereby proclaim October 2025 as Cybersecurity and Fraud Protection Month throughout Carroll, Iowa. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and affixed the seal of the City of Carroll this the 13th day of October 2025. This is an important issue. It's something we probably take for granted until it happens to you. So we do have someone here tonight just to speak about this. Steve, is it you gonna be up here?
I've got a couple people with me.
Well, come on, whoever wants to talk, just give us your name and talk a little bit about why this is so important.
My name's Steve Fisher. I'm the general manager of the Carroll Times-Herald. And I got involved with this because Lisa Earlbach, who's really championed this for Carroll County, asked me. We got to know each other, and I was explaining my previous experience and job working in cybersecurity. And because of this world is the kind of the Internet of Things, there's a lot of things that can be taken advantage of online, particularly one's identity. Although that's not probably the thing that makes the most money for cyber criminals. It makes some, but it's important for both businesses and individual citizens to be very aware of what's going on in the world of fraud. The only thing the Internet's done and cyber tools has made more access for criminals to do criminal activity, and we know they're doing it. I'd like to recognize Cassie from our group and Kimberly from our group, because they've been on it the entire time I have. We've had, I think, roughly 4 community events.
Yes.
And they've been very engaging, both from the local citizens and from the business community. But we're just trying to bring in experts to come up with ways to help people be more aware of the situations they could put themselves in by clicking on an email or not protecting their own data. And so we feel like we're making some success. We feel like this recognition from the city will also make it more successful. We had a chamber coffee on Friday and informed some people of what we're doing, but we've got some other events coming up throughout the year. And we're excited about the work we've done, but it's never ending. And the more people that help us, the better.
Thank you very much. It's obviously a threat that changes with the times and with all of the technology we have. So it's good to have people like you on board and your team to fight this, at least here in Carroll.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda, which includes approval of minutes of the September 22nd, 2025 meeting, approval of bills and claims, and licenses and permits, which include a new 5-day special Class C retail alcohol license for Lucky Wife Wine Slushies for an event at Carroll Design and Salvage on November 6th. Renewal of Class D retail alcohol license for Fairway Stores. Renewal of a Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service for Rancho Grande. And renewal of Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service for Don Roy's Incorporated, which would be the Piranha Club. Are there any questions? It also includes the bid opening report for Aquatic Center pool recoating and the air compressor purchase for the street division. Do we have any questions?
I missed the air compressor. Is it broken or do we not have one?
We have one. It's, we had figured it was time to change it out. It's a 2000 model, 25 years old.
Does it work?
It's working. It has had some maintenance needs recently repair and maintenance.
How much maintenance have we put into it?
I do not know offhand.
Randy, and this is a big one that's on a trailer that you're pulling around, is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
And the one that we currently have isn't on a trailer?
it is. It is. It's, this one is a replacement for the one we have.
So it works, like today it works. I guess I have a question. Is there a way that we can like put this aside if we have one that works? You know what I'm saying? Like I hate replacing stuff that doesn't work. Like I know that we're gonna have to buy one, but let's run this thing till, like, you know what I mean? It doesn't work, the money's there, and then we replace it. Cause if we get another year at it, we might get a year newer compressor. Is that,
When you purchase these, Randy, how long does it take for them to come in?
It really varies. You know, we haven't purchased an air compressor for 25 years. So I'm honestly not sure about the delivery time on this one.
Randy, if this thing would go down, what does it cost you to rent one per day?
We've never checked into that. It's certainly probably available, possibly locally.
Which I'm not in favor of renting one.
I'm not a favor either. I just
Yeah.
hate replacing stuff that isn't broken.
I think 25 years old, when you start getting that age, you have to start looking at replacing some stuff.
How often is this used, Randy?
Pardon me?
How often would we use this piece of equipment?
This is used quite frequently in the street division, plus a little bit in some of the other divisions. So it's kind of used citywide.
The thing is, the turnaround on this thing is a week, you know what I mean? And the thing's still working. Why don't we, like, that's, I don't know if, yeah, I guess.
Will you put the other one on Gov Deals? Is that what the plan is? Do you have an estimate what you'll get out of that?
I don't, I have
I
not
don't
seen
know. I don't
any
know what it is.
on the site.
You know what I mean? You're saying that it's not broken, like.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Carolyn,
So
second by
my
Tom.
question is, there is no way to do that.
Oh,
If you wanna make a motion to remove it, you can make a motion to remove that one item off of the consent.
No,
agenda.
I guess my question is, can we still allot this money so when this thing does go down, we have the money budgeted there? Does it, that's what I'm asking, like, so, and I also need to kind of know the turnaround of it. If it's a 3-month turnaround, then we'll just go do it. I'm sorry, I missed it jammed in there.
So yeah, if you, you know, we have the money. If you wanna remove it from the consent agenda to say, no, we're not gonna purchase it right now, then you make a motion and you'll have to have a second to take it off of the consent agenda. And then we pass the consent agenda and then we have another further discussion about that specific item.
Okay.
Whether or not to buy.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to remove it then until we, because if it works, I don't want to spend money on something that works.
are we all right since we already had a motion to approve?
Yeah, we're in the middle of a motion.
Well, then that's you have a motion and we have to, and you could force that.
Do what?
Says she has a motion and there's a second, is there a second?
Well, he asked for a motion without answering my question.
Right,
Okay.
okay, we'll figure this out, we can go back and take a motion to take this off. Right? Since Dave's not
You
here.
know, well, so, would you allow this first motion,
Well, let's see how this one goes.
your consent motion?
Are you, in other words, she could
Yeah, she,
rescind it or not.
you could rescind it, or do you wanna move forward? You
I
have a
would
point
like
of
to-
order with the consent agenda.
I would
so you
like to
can
move forward.
Point of, so
Yes.
you're asking for a vote on your motion,
Well, Jerry asked, is there a
Right.
motion? I said so moved.
Right,
okay?
okay. Tom, or do you, or you're
I
the second?
seconded.
You wanna can retain the second? Or do you wanna wait? You
Just
wanna
wait, see
rescind
how
the
it
second
goes?
and allow a chance to have this taken off?
What did you say, Karen?
She approved.
I-
Yeah.
You seconded it.
You
And I
seconded.
approved the second one.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
seconded, so then then we have a motion on the consent agenda.
You have an
Correct.
option to rescind so that we can.
I'm good. It's
You're
fine.
good, leaving it the way it
Yep.
is. All right, roll call vote, please.
Dirks,
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes,
Fornero,
Yes.
Atherton,
No.
Shrek.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Are there any oral requests from the audience, anyone in the audience that would relate to any items that are not on tonight's agenda? If you'd like to speak, let us know right now, please. All right, we see no one for that, so we'll move on to ordinances. And the one ordinance we have tonight is Carroll City Ordinance, Chapter 69.08 Amendment, Anthony Street, north parking between East and Maple Streets, and this would be the third reading. Brad?
Thank you, Mayor. As you recall, this is to remove the parking on Anthony Street between East and Maple, which is just north of the hospital's, kind of the nursing home area of the hospital. This is going to due to some construction changes that the hospital has going on. Eric Samonson is again here from the hospital to answer any questions if you have them. Since the first and second reading, I have not had any feedback from anyone else on this topic. So my recommendation would be to adopt the amendment to chapter 69.08 of the City of Carroll ordinances.
So moved.
Oh, I got a
That's the
question.
third, yeah.
Right.
Gotta wait.
Right.
I do have a question. Very.
Oh, wait.
Still no, yeah.
Going to the west on that parking garage.
Yep.
In the future, is that street gonna be closed?
Yes, so it's actually our driveway, it's not a city street, so we would be eventually blocking that off, yes.
Okay, only past the entrance to the lower level, and then you're gonna block it going to the east? Just how far?
Yeah, it'd be up to like where the nursing home is.
Okay.
In that kind of area, yeah.
Well, then the people that are gonna park right to the east of the parking garage can't get there, right? Because they come in from the north.
I might be able to answer for you. So when we initially discussed it, it looks like it's going to become a curb at East Street. So the entrance to the hospital from that side would be from Clark Street. So you still get into the parking and you kind of be looping around
Okay.
the parking garage to get back to Clark Street. So the access to that parking is still open, but you have to enter it from Clark Street. You will not be able to enter from East or Anthony.
Okay, that's what
That'll
I
be,
was getting.
we're trying to create a one-way,
Right.
which will be a little safer too. From Clark would be the entrance and then leaving off of the East Street, yes, so thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah,
All right,
good,
very good.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of tight there right now.
yeah, it is. Bad
Okay.
visibility.
That's good.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No one? Okay. All right, is there a motion to pass the third reading?
So moved the second time.
Second.
Okay, Jason approved it, and,
We moved it on the first week, so.
all right, so Vern seconded it. Roll call vote, please.
Atherton?
Yes.
Wardenaro?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Dirks?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes,
Shrek?
Yes,
Motion is approved.
Thank you.
All right, then is there a motion to approve the ordinance?
so moved.
Second.
You have to
The
adopt
ordinance,
it.
Excuse me. And was it JJ?
Yes,
JJ's made the motion,
Second.
and Jason seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Shrek?
yes,
Wardenaro?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Seaman?
yes,
Dirks?
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted.
All right, thank you. Move on to resolutions. Our first resolution is 12th Street reconstruction.
Thank you, Mayor. During the design of the 12th Street project, it was determined that there was a need to secure some property interests, some easements, in order to facilitate that construction. There's currently identified 16 different easements are necessary for the project. And that number may increase a little bit depending on the extent of the voluntary extension of water and sanitary sewer services to private properties. Since the project is partially funded with federal SDPG funding, there's a requirement to follow the Uniform Act in securing any property interest. And the Uniform Act is a federal act that outlines the procedures for securing property interest. Since there are so many necessary and the act is quite complicated to follow, we've requested a proposal from JCG Land Services to assist in securing those easements. Their proposal includes certainly review and preparation for the acquisitions, and then actually the acquisition process. and closing of the easements. Total estimated fee that, based on the 16 identified easements, is $76,000. And the agreements attached certainly in detail. Unless there are any questions, I'd recommend your consideration of approving the right-of-way services agreement with JCG Land Services for the 12th Street.
Is there any questions at all? I just have one quick question, that is, I didn't see where they said how, is there an anticipated finish time for this? Probably not, correct?
The schedule is kind of open right now. It's tentatively, we would project probably the quickest it could be completed would be the mid-January.
Right, with no other,
I got one.
go ahead.
This has all been done and we're ready to go. Now we just have to do this portion of it and start the project. It's all bid out, it's everything?
No, the project has not been bid. It, actually, it's in the check plan phase. The plans have been submitted as of last week to the DOT. The letting schedule is scheduled for February 17th.
Well, would it be beneficial to get the plans all set and everything before we go to the consultant, so this number doesn't change of the 76 if we start adding all these other ones to it, or is that all included with, no matter how many are added?
No, their additional easements would probably be additional cost in the way that this services agreement is written.
So what?
The reason we brought it to you at this point is to try to keep the project on schedule. As we're in the federal aid process, there are submittal times required and certification times required. And right now, with the tentative projection of completing this right-of-way acquisition by the middle of January, just puts us in time to certify for the letting in February. So if we begin to push this back, then the letting will be pushed back on the project.
So is this timeline per submission, or is it because there's so many submissions? Because it won't matter if all of a sudden the plan comes out and instead of 16, I need 17, I still have to wait that amount of time for it to be done, so it's still gonna hold up the project.
Well, we'll know in the plan, by the, well before that point as to how many easements are needed. Where these have identified all the easements we can identify, with the exception of those individual properties that want their water and sewer line extensions included in the project. So unfortunately, those have to also be acquired as easements in the federal aid process.
But we're still, like, let's say we do this, we have 17 right now, right, you said? Okay, we get the plan and
16.
we need 19, okay? Does the timeline start from the 19 or does it start from the 17? Because that way we have an accurate number. Like, is it, so I submit my thing and it has 17 on it, it takes 3 months. I submit another one, is that a shorter timeline? Or is that another 3 months?
No, they would begin immediately on the ones that are identified, actually on the 16 that are identified. And as we identify more, we would include those into the contract. And JCG would work on those in conjunction with the 16.
I got you.
As Randy pointed out, the other most likely easements are going to be individuals that choose to add water and service lines to the project. So it's not really necessarily those should be actually simple easements to acquire as opposed to some of these other ones that'll be a little bit more challenging.
And I'm not a no to the project, I just want a more efficient way of doing it than just throwing these things on and these checks keep on coming in, if that makes sense. We just get a final number, we submit it, and we're done. But if the timeline starts from the first one and you can jam ones in there, we understand.
Okay.
So moved.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, Jason and Tom second. Roll call, please.
Bauer,
Yes.
Atherton,
Yes.
Dirk,
Yes.
Shrek,
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Wardell.
Yes.
Resolution is approved.
All right, thank you. Next resolution is the fiscal year 25 to 26 budget amendment number 1. Laura.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. If I could have you open a public hearing?
I apologize for that. It is 5:35. We'll open up a public hearing at 5:35.
All right, thank you. Yes, this is the time for the public hearing on our budget amendment number 1. Items that were included, as we mentioned at last council meeting, are all items that had been either approved by council during fiscal year 25 and were not completed, or were budgeted, and we plan to want to continue on looking at these projects in our next fiscal year of 26. The required notice of public hearing was published on Tuesday, September 30th, which is in accordance with the state code. And so tonight is the time for the public hearing, and then I would ask for approval of the resolution that amends the current year budget for our fiscal year 26.
Any questions by the council? Any questions from anyone here?
Motion to approve.
We gotta wait till I.
Close the public hearing.
We'll close the public hearing at 5:37. And if you wanna make your motion to approve, Jason?
Motion to approve.
Second.
And second by Tom. Roll call vote, please.
Dirks,
Yes.
Wardell,
Yes.
Atherton.
Yes.
Bauer,
Yes.
Shrek,
Yes.
Seaman.
Yes.
Resolution is approved.
We have no reports this evening. Committee reports are available for everyone to read. I have no comments. Anyone with city council? Anyone from from the city manager?
I have two things. First of all, just a heads up, the next council meeting on the 27th, I will be at the ICMA National Conference, so I will be gone for that meeting. Also, the fire department has been they've been doing it for years and years, where they've given tours to kids throughout the community. So I'd kind of like Dan to talk a little bit about what we do with that and how many kids he has coming through through the fire department, just so that the council's aware of what Dan's doing with the fire department.
So it started about 2 weeks ago, and essentially is what we do. We get kindergarten, preschool kids coming from Carroll Public Schools, Kemper Schools, and then I have a few other individuals that ask to have me come out to their facilities and put on a little demonstration about what a fireman does and what we wear and what we look like and that type of scenario. Typically, when the kids come to the fire station, Sparky, the fire dog, meets them at the door and greets them, and then talks them way back into the back of the station, where I have a piece of carpet laid out, and then we have a little video that talks about fire training or fire safety, and talks about to the kids about making a plan, how to exit their home, how not to go back in, not to play with matches, all that type stuff. After they do that, typically I have another fireman that comes down and helps me with the classes, and then he'll stand there and we'll start talking to them as I'm an individual, as a parent, or whatever it is. This is what I look like before I come into your house if we're fighting a fire. Then he slowly puts on his gear, and we talk about how he changes his appearance and how he sounds funnier, and he really looks like he's growing and getting really big. And then he'll crawl through the kids on the ground and talk to them, let them feel their gear. And the interaction with the kids is unbelievable, how they love watching how we do that stuff. And after he's done with that, we reiterate what he looks like as he starts to take off that gear, how he looks back to normal. And then we'll take them outside and we start a fire truck up, and each individual will get a spray nozzle, we'll get a spray hose. And then as they exit, we give them a tour of the fire station, look at all the trucks, take a group picture in front of the fire trucks, and then I give each one of them a helmet and a sticker and a coloring book for after they go through. So, and roughly this year, by the end of this week, I'll have probably 320, 350 kids that go through the fire station in that 2-week period. So it's a handful. And they are all pretty good. They all listen, they all sit there, and they all have questions afterwards and stuff, so.
Probably not those Atherton boys.
But it's very educational, and you can't believe the kids that come in and want to see Sparky and, that type of thing. You just kind of get them in the mode of fire safety, you talk about matches, you talk about candles, all that kind of stuff. Go through that, so.
So I went to one of those one time, and to have a preschool have their attention span very long, Dan was able to keep their attention
Yeah,
span.
and Greg, I mean, we've done it forever. I mean, Sparky's 20-some years old, so he's, he's been well tendered into this area, so, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Thanks, Dan. That's all we got.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Don't move.
Jason, second. Roll call vote, please.
Seaman?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Sturts?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Bornero?
Yes.
Strack?
Yes.
Zero, zero.